Hello. Today I'm going to be doing a review of APA style. A review of APA style citations for the reference list. And hopefully we can get through this within 15 minutes. I don't really want to make more videos about it. Maybe one more at most. But yeah, today we're going to go through this reference list for a paper that I was helping someone proofread. Let's go for it. This one has no mistakes. So this entry has no mistakes. Neither does this entry. When we get to this entry, so this is a book. This is a book. And this person and the author, the writer of the paper has added the location of where the book was published. Victoria, British Columbia. You don't need the location of the publisher for books. So, case in point, I use owlofpurdue.com for all my APA stuff. So they say right up here, this page reflects the latest version of the APA, which is number 7. So anybody that does APA will be working with APA 7. Yeah, basic format for books. There's your publisher, and there's the publisher name, and there's the DOI, the hyperlink of, like, not the hyperlink, but anyways, there's the publisher name and there's the DOI, if available. So see, Yale University Press, and as you go down, none of these, they list the publisher, but they don't list the location where it was published. I think that was for an older version of the APA, but that mistake came up a few times in this reference list. So if we go back here, this should basically just be omitted, and we should leave it at counseling concepts. Okay, this entry, so couple mistakes. First mistake, the structure for two authors is last name, first initial, middle initial, and last name, first initial, middle initial. So it shouldn't be Gert Bernard. It should, and Joshua Gert, we should have Bernard G, period, comma, and Gert J, period. That's our basic structure. So what we find with APA style and authors, basically, so single author, 2 authors, 3 to 20 authors, more than 20 authors, group author, an unknown author. Regardless of whether you have a book or a journal article or really anything else, the author stuff stays pretty consistent. So in this case, you have an online article, which is pretty irrelevant. What is relevant is that you have 2 authors. So 2 authors goes last name, comma, first initial period, last initial period, comma, ampersand, and same thing, and then the year. So we've got it, and now we've resolved one issue. Now the second issue is the year. Second issue is the year. So our year over here is September 8th, 2020. This is not consistent between articles and news articles and whatever. So given that this is an online article, let's go to electronic sources, and we have web page or piece of online content. That pretty much covers all of our stuff here. You have your title of the page in italics, which we do not have. We don't have it. So this guy has to be in italics. That's first of all. But the date should go year, month, date in parentheses after your author. So in parentheses, let's go year 2020, month September, and the date doesn't require a comma, and you close the parentheses and you put a period. Same thing as you have over here. Okay. So we've corrected the year, month, date. We put a period. Now, let's look at the actual title of the web page. So, if we get that out of the way, so and the date we can remove because we already dealt with that. Now, the title of the actual article. So, for electronic sources, you need to put them in italics, which we've already dealt with, and you don't need quotation marks. So, quotation marks gone. Quotation marks are gone. You end an entry with a period. Okay? Not a comma. So, period. There. That looks more or less correct. However, there is one more thing that needs to be said here. Reference lists. Oh, whoops, I went to the wrong thing here. So, we should go to basic rules. Reference lists are written in sentence case. And I don't know where they have that line here. I guess it will be for articles and periodicals, perhaps. Yeah, there it is. The title of the article. So basically, when they say article, I think they basically mean articles, books, and everything else. I know it says just article here, but titles of articles are a sentence case, meaning the first word and proper nouns are capitalized. I believe this applies across books as well. But it doesn't matter over here because this isn't even a book. This is just an article called The Definition of Morality found in this website. So we have to lowercase definition and lowercase morality because these are not proper nouns. Proper nouns are names of places, specific names of specific names of places and people are two categories of proper nouns. The word definition and morality are common nouns. Not going to get into what that is. A little bit complicated. You need a separate lesson for that. So the URL at the end of the website doesn't take a period. Again, we go to electronic sources, and as you can see, your URL in every case doesn't require a period. So knock the period off, and now this is a properly cited entry. Okay. So we're ignoring the fact for the moment that entries have to be done with hanging indents. I'm not sure how to do it with Google Docs, but with Microsoft Word you can format paragraph. Let's see if we can format paragraph here. We click format, and we go to, I don't know, paragraph styles, no, text, no, line spacing, columns, bullets, headers, and footers. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to do it, but basically in Microsoft Word it allows you to do it pretty easily. They want you in your basic reference list to have a hanging indent. Let's see, hanging indent. There it is. All lines after the first line should be indented 1/2 inch from the left margin, from the first line. So it basically looks like this is not indented, but this, whoops, yeah, anyways, the first line shouldn't be indented, and the second line should be indented, like it's pushed a little bit to the right. I don't remember how to do this exactly with Google Docs. I'm sure there's a way. And also the reference list has to be on its own page. So just wanted to throw that out there before I continue. Okay, as we move down our reference list, notice that there's 2 spaces between the first initial and the date. Make sure all the spacing issues when you hand in your papers are corrected. Don't have spacing problems. They're pretty. Just look at your entry and see if it looks like a spacing issue. Now, this entry has a couple of different mistakes. So, the name of this article that's in a news release, and it's also, we can see that it's a news release by the hyperlink here, by the URL. Adult Capacity and Decision Making Act to respect autonomy of adults in decision making. If you Google the Adult Capacity and Decision Making Act, okay, you get this interesting thing that occurs across all entries. The making is, okay, so the name, Adult Capacity and Decision Making Act, is itself, it's an act, right? It's an act, and so it's a proper noun. It's the name of an act. But the making is lowercase. Why is it lowercase? Here's uppercase. Good Lord. Okay, I guess this is a question that I cannot address right now. So we're going to just leave it as making. Oh wait, no, we're not. So you can either do a hyphen and making, or you can make the okay. That no one cares. Everyone just does it differently. I don't know what the rule is for that one, so we're just going to leave it as making. But that's a grammatical issue more than anything. So back to APA news release again. Spacing issues. Just one space between everything, unless you have some weird thing where you want to. If you want to put two spaces after each period, you go right ahead. Do it. I think you're good to go. But generally, everyone writes with one space, and if you start putting two spaces, you have to be consistent. Consistency is basically consistency is more important than the actual thing that you do. So, news article. First of all, in APA, you don't put news release like that. For news releases in APA style, we do what? What do we do? Loading. Yeah, I think we covered it. Author's name, the year, the month, and the date. So here's your author's name. 2017, October 2nd is correct. Odd. So why am I... Okay, so I guess if we... Our news. News is online news, right here. Nowhere here do we have news release, right? So the words news release you can just omit. Your author, your date is fine. It's in italics. It shouldn't be in italics. It shouldn't be in italics. So the title of the article is just regularly written. Okay? So we take that and we unitalicize it. And then we have a period at the end. This is a single space. The whole thing has been middle justified, which is why we have those weird big spaces. So afterwards, you have the name of the title of your publication. So the province of Nova Scotia, I think, I don't know about it, I'm not entirely sure. I think if we go to this hyperlink, I think if we go to this hyperlink, we should see that, what should we see? We should see that Nova Scotia, the hyperlink says Nova Scotia, you can't see it in the screen, but the hyperlink says novascotia.ca, province of Nova Scotia. I don't know. I don't know if you should put province of Nova Scotia or you should put novascotia.ca. I feel like Nova Scotia, novascotia.ca is more, like, allows your reader to find where the stuff is from easier. I guess you can go either way with it. I'm not entirely sure. And retrieved from was unnecessary for news articles. Again, I guess we gotta reopen this. But here's our news article. Again, just the URL, no period at the end. We don't need retrieved from. So we delete that. And now this is, I think this is good now. Oh, the title of your publication should be in italics. There it is. novascotia.ca, and a period and a URL. This is now ready to go. These last three entries I don't really have time to go over, but just quickly, again, you don't need the name, like the location of your publisher. This entry is fine. Remember to use the correct naming conventions for journals. Last initial, first initial. Use sentence case, periods, don't use quotation marks for entries. I don't have time, gotta finish in 15 minutes. Thank you for checking out this thing. Remember, Owl of Purdue, check in for more videos in the future. Goodbye.